Aloha, everyone. If yesterday was a dull, do nothing day, then today is an even more dull and do nothing day. Because the Russell 2000 was about the most exciting index out there, up 0.17%. Basically, we're just consolidating the recent gains. There's nothing more to take away from that. The MACD and TSV is trending higher on the short term. So is stochastics and RSI. So that is short term good news. Intermediate term, though, is still in a downtrend. So it's not like it's clear skies ahead. But overall, Russell 2000 looks pretty good. The NASDAQ was also up barely 0.03%. Its oscillators are short term still trending lower. MACD, TSV, stochastics, RSI moving up. So that tells me we're probably not going to bust out and break out higher here. Probably more for some more do nothing kind of days or choppy trading overall. NASDAQ 100, same similar situation. MACD, TSV trending down. RSI, stochastics up. Then we have the S&P 500, which was down slightly today, 0.09%. Its short-term oscillators trending lower. MACD, TSV trending up. Stochastics, RSI probably means we don't go anywhere. And NYSE, same similar situation. Stochastics, RSI up. MACD, TSV down. The Dow Jones Industrial Average still looking good, only down 0.15. Short-term, its oscillators are trending up on stochastics, RSI, MACD, and TSV. But we have something odd happening. I'm not a huge Dow theory guy, but I do pay attention to it. So when we see the Dow Jones Industrial Average doing this, but the Dow Jones Transportation Average doing that, that's quite shocking. And for the first time that I can ever remember, even doing back testing on this models, our Dow Jones Industrial Average is under a buy signal, while the Dow Jones Transportation Average has now switched to a sell signal. I don't remember when that's ever happened, but stochastics, our MACD, TSV is confirming the move. Stochastics, RSI is also confirming the move. And as you can see here with this move up, with this percent true range thing that I have here, calculation, we are getting a pocket pivot point sell signal, a confirmation of an earlier pocket pivot point sell signal. So I don't see how that's good. But I don't invest only in transport stocks, so we'll let the leading stocks, do what they need to do. And if you look at the IYT, you can see that volume was huge in this ETF. So that's pretty ugly. A lot of it's airline related. If you look at these airline stocks, they just ate shit hard today. So, we'll wait and see. We'll wait to see what happens tomorrow with these transportation stocks. But overall, our portfolio looks good. Today, we only had one intraday sell stop trigger, and it was not a surprise. TZA had half of it at 976, and the final part of my TZA is 945. So I had about 40% of the overall position, I think, still left on. I think they're right around there, 40, 35%. But anyway, we're out of another half of what was remaining today at 977. Actually, I got filled instead of 976. And then 945 will be our last sell stop. And then our other final hedge, DRV, is actually looking good, like it wants to rally higher. So it's still holding in there. We still have half of the position, but we'll see. Right now, besides those stocks I'm showing you, there were no intraday sell stops on any of my long positions. And on an end-of-day basis, these were my worst looking stocks: INTL, which is totally fine in an uptrend, and Blue, which is totally fine in an uptrend, and BSFT, which is still trending higher, not producing gains since we went long, but it hasn't given any fail signals. So everything looks good and normal. The only thing that we have to do tonight, actually before I get to it, let's go through all the signals I'm passing on. ALNY. These charts are just too sloppy short term. Look at arithmetic charts of these and you'll see what I mean. I'll need to see ALNY kind of consolidate sideways and build a handle or something. I can't buy this move higher. And then INCY was one I flagged, but it's pretty extended, wedging higher, and volume was really lame. ISIS retook its 50, but it's still below April, resistance overall. 67.56, and what's this? 67.75, and also what you see is just a choppy overall pattern. MDVN also retook its 50-day moving average, but it's below its April resistance levels. And these are all perfect speculator quality stocks. And then one I'm watching for a buy stop, NSP. I don't want to build it out yet because BOP is now going in the wrong direction. You can see it was really high on the initial phase, and it's gradually been lowering. And if it loses its green BOP, it won't even be considered anymore. But NSP still for now is being considered for a buy stop, but I'm going to have to see BOP start going the other way. And then speculative-wise, NES post-earnings, buy stop above the recent highs definitely makes sense to me. You know, the 590, 5.6, 610 levels. But NES is coiling hard. MTSL, as I brought up yesterday, is breaking out today. CNSI is continuing to coil sideways with the max green BOP, and so is CLRO. And I mean, intraday, I continue to stress that you've got to pay attention to the big movers because PBMD had more gains. We picked this one up whenever it was freaking around like $1.30, and it's gone from $1.30 to $5.91 on an intraday basis. And then ISR today, good Lord, what an amazing basing of support and breakout stock. It's very rare they move like that, but they do. And then DY, SRPT, I mean, there's just some big movements. And Momo had more Momo, so it's pretty crazy. And then Giga on the short side, you know, after the intraday reversal off yesterday's highs around 3 is whenever we looked like it had a major top, whenever it went back below 298, so 297, and it's down to 230. So I tell you what, there's a lot of momentum still out there, even though it's not necessarily on an end-of-day basis. But we did have one actionable signal, which is an add signal to our new long position yesterday. Sadly, my limits in my margin account, cash account, I'm all tapped out, nothing I can do, was 11.92. I didn't even raise it a penny higher to 11.93. It had to be 11.92, especially since it's speculative. Only got down to 11.96 intraday. I obviously was not filled, but PCOM is giving an add signal with another volume surge, an excellent intraday session, and another surge in green BOP to a higher level. Would have been pocket pivot point signal, but it just missed it by a few inches because the low of day didn't hit 11.94. So whatever. But PCOM is a 0.5% add signal to the already 1% add signal in the margin account.